Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vice-Skins fan extraordinaire, Adam Boyer. Today we're back, finally, at long last, finishing up the NFC West predictions, or I should say, finishing up the way too early predictions. We've gone division by division. This is our 8th and final division. We're finally finishing it up, and it is the NFC West today. Now, before we get started, don't click away, don't skip past this if you will, because I have a big announcement. I have started a gaming channel called Vice-Skins Gaming. It is linked in the featured channels. It's linked on the banner. I'll link it in the description of this video, and maybe even a pinned comment as well. If you would go over there, check it out, subscribe. Hopefully by the time this video is out, I'll have a couple videos up on there. That's where almost all my gaming videos are going to go now, and I do hope you enjoy. I decided it'd be better to keep the commentary and gaming videos separate, maybe. And I do hope you enjoy that. So yeah, go over there, subscribe. And if you aren't subscribed, the vast majority of you who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if even half of y'all, or all of y'all, that'd be great, would subscribe here, that would be awesome as well. So now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Wait a second. Hold on. I just remembered. One more thing. I haven't decided. I might finish at least the first season of the Falcons slow franchise rebuild on this channel. I'm not sure if I'll move it to the gaming channel or not, but we'll see. So now I think we're good. Let's get into the video. So we start off with the bottom feeders, and to the surprise of absolutely no one, I have the Seattle Seahawks finishing at 6-11 and last in the NFC West. First half of the season, the Seahawks have a much more forgiving schedule than they do in the second half. Second half gets kind of brutal for them. So yeah, I do have them going 6-11. I don't think Drew Lock or Geno Smith is going to lead them to the promised land, the playoffs, and definitely not the Super Bowl. Seriously doubt they'd even make the playoffs, especially with the NFC West being as good as it is, especially their own division. Even if their division opponents don't have great seasons, they usually play each other really tough. So yeah, I do have the Seahawks just going 6-11 for the reasons I've mentioned. However, I do have a ceiling for them the exact opposite at 11-6. Best case scenario here, Geno Smith finally has a breakout year, or better yet, more likely, Drew Lock has a breakout year. Things click as their offense continues to roll, and their defense gets a little bit better, and they end up going 11-6 and finishing near the top of their division. However, I do have their floor at being at 4-13. Yeah. This is worst case scenario for them. I don't think they're a terrible team. Like, I don't think they're a Jets or Texans level team, but I do think they could potentially do this badly simply because their defense could be bad again. Their offense could be terrible under Geno Smith or Drew Lock. They could cycle through quarterbacks. I don't know. But yeah, that's worst case scenario. But I had them going 6-11. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals going 8-9. The Cardinals are a very tough team to predict. Obviously, they'll be without D-Hop for the beginning of the season. And, yeah, they have a very tough schedule. Again, they're playing in the NFC West, arguably the second hardest division in the NFL. And, yeah, it's going to be a pretty hard schedule for them, pretty tough road. Hopefully, Kyler Murray ends up being happy with the... and if he plays this year, plays really well, he should get that big contract extension he's looking for. But, yeah... It's going to be a tough road for the Cardinals. I don't think they're an 8-9 team in terms of talent, but I just think they got worse this offseason, or they lost more than they gained, I should say, this offseason. However, bright side Cardinals fans, 12-5 is your ceiling I have. Things could just click. They don't really miss a beat. They do really well. They end up winning the division if they hit their ceiling, and they just, Cliff Kingsbury finally breaks that, record of his team slipping in the second half of the season, and they do well in the first half of the season as well. However, the floor is 6-11 for them, which was the Seahawks record I predicted, actually. That is just really, if things really just kind of fall to shambles and things really just don't go well for them, I do have them going 6-11 as their floor, although I don't think that's going to happen. If things really just went very badly and they couldn't get anything going or anything clicking, 6-11 is their floor. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers at 9-8. The 49ers, I do think, can potentially make the playoffs. They might, even with this record. I haven't broken down the whole bracket with all my predictions. And we know it's crazy. I'm getting slightly off track here. But the way too early predictions, my first video, which is the AFC West, was over 3 months ago. So yeah, these way too early predictions are getting less and less way too early. These are really just early predictions at this point. But anyway, yeah, I had the 49ers going 9-8 with a ceiling of 13-4 and a floor of 5-12. I mean, the 49ers really are a boom or bust team. They could be stellar, they could be horrible, and they could also be right there in the middle. And I have them being right there in the middle in terms of record. The floor is if Trey Lance and Jimmy G, that whole thing really just doesn't work out, and there's controversy, and the team's just kind of dysfunctional, and that happens. But ceiling 13-4, Jimmy G or Trey Lance, whoever it is, works out. The defense clicks, the offense rolls, and they do really well, win the division at 13-4. But then again, like I said, I think their record's 9-8. I think they'll be right there in the middle. I do think they can make the playoffs. I think they're a playoff-worthy team. But again, unforgiving schedule, unforgiving division. And lastly, we have finishing up the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. I just realized what a great way to end the way too early predictions. End it with our last team being the defending Super Bowl champions, and that is the Los Angeles Rams. I have going 11-6 and winning the NFC West. I do have their ceiling tied with the 49ers at 13-4. A floor, the only team in the division and one of the few teams in these entire way too early predictions with a winning record as a floor, and that being 9-8. They just add the fact that they added Allen Robinson, I think is an underrated receiver, and Bobby Wagner, who might be very underrated middle linebacker. At least I think he's very underrated. I think he's one of the best linebackers in the game, maybe the best middle linebacker. I think they added that, and that's going to help offset their other loss, like that of Von Miller and OBJ and Robert Woods. But I do think they're going to be a really good team again. I can see them winning the division, getting the 2 or 3 seed, potentially moving up there with their ceiling, getting the 1 seed. But I see them probably getting seed number 2 or 3 in the playoffs. And of course, if things went really well for them at their ceiling, they can capture the 1 seed at 13-4. And then their floor is 9-8, where they could potentially still make the playoffs even with their floor. But yeah, the Rams are just that team I think that are going to be really good. Stafford might be better, honestly. And at least he might be safer in terms of turnovers. He might do really well, like even better than his first year in this year with the Rams. But yeah, I do think they're going to be a really good team, and if you're sleeping on them having a chance at repeat, don't. I think they could repeat. I'm not saying they will, but I think it's possible. So with all that said, yeah, wow, what a ride it's been. 8 divisions, we got them all knocked out. Whew, way too early predictions over 3 months, and I do hope you've enjoyed. As always, folks, don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you do enjoy it. Check out the 2022 NFL offseason playlist and the way too early predictions playlist. I'll actually go ahead and hopefully have the way too early predictions playlist linked, and yeah, that'll be great. You can see all the way too early predictions there. 8 videos, all by division. So yeah, I do hope you enjoy. As always, don't forget to subscribe. Check out Viskins Gaming. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Go ahead and subscribe preemptively so you will catch when the first video comes out if it isn't out already, which it should be. But yeah, as always, I'm the Viskins fan. I hope y'all enjoy. I'm out of here. See y'all later. Thanks for watching.